we're doing something a little different today, right?
Yeah, yeah, kind of.
A little different. Still a list of 5.
We're doing a list of 5, but it's kind of on the fly, and we're just going to kind of go over the our top 5 conspiracy theories, loosely based off a list, but also some of our own conspiracy theories. We're just going to have a kind of conversation about conspiracy theories. So, Mike, what's your definition of a conspiracy theory?
I mean, I think mostly it's just when people think of a conspiracy theory, they think of a conspiracy amongst multiple people that isn't true. Like, is that part of when you hear conspiracy theory, is that part of your definition that it's crazy and not true? That's part of mine whenever I hear it.
Well, the root thing about conspiracy theories is,
there are actual conspiracies that were true.
Yeah, so a conspiracy is different than a conspiracy theory, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, a conspiracy to commit murder is a bunch of people getting together and saying we're going to murder some people. That's actually a conspiracy to commit murder, which is actually more dangerous and you get more time in jail if you have a conspiracy to do something than you actually do it. Right. Conspiracy theory is when you have a theory of why things are so bad. So, for example, why does my wife not like me? Why are my children so stupid? Why can't I find a good job? There has to be an explanation, and then you create a conspiracy theory. And my thinking about conspiracies is this: we are on a big rock orbiting a giant flaming ball of gas, and there is no conspiracies. It's just random stuff. And a lot of it has to do with our politics, who we elect in official businesses and official capacities. But a lot of the reasons why your life is so awful is because you're probably an awful person. You do bad things. And conspiracy theories allow people to kind of jump into a thing and kind of attach themselves to it, and it explains like all what's wrong with the world when it's just completely
gives people a chance to join a club too.
Yeah, cult. Not a club, a cult.
There's not as much bowling leagues these days. So since there's no bowling league, you get into a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, and I think that part of it too is like some people just don't know what to do with their free time, and so like getting into these conspiracy theories allow them to sort of. But then I think people's brains become corrupted, and then you have like stuff like a bunch of rednecks come to Washington D.C. on January 6, 2021, and try to burn down the Capitol. You know, it's like what are you doing? You know, like, don't you have better things to do? So today we're gonna go over. I'm just gonna go over my 5 favorite conspiracy theories from the list. And you can add, you can do yours too. Are you ready?
Okay.
The first one is a really good one, and this is an interesting one: the JFK assassination conspiracy. So, Mike, what's the JFK assassination conspiracy?
People don't believe that it was one person that did it. They think there was a conspiracy of people that did it. People think the CIA, I think, killed JFK, or the FBI or something like that.
I'm not sure if it's the CIA or the FBI. I'm not sure who was responsible for it. But someone said, you know what, JFK needs to die. And then they organized a whole plot to kill him. This
is where people get the whole deep state thing from.
Yeah, the same people also believe
deep state. The president wasn't allowed to do whatever he was doing, so they had to take him out.
Yeah, and the problem is in the 60s, we also had 2 other high-profile assassinations. We had Malcolm X and Dr. King. And those 2 assassinations do seem like the FBI were involved in some regard. We know the FBI was keeping tabs on Dr. King and Malcolm X. And we do, and the people who...
Wait, was Malcolm X assassinated?
Yeah, he was assassinated at first. People thought it was a group of American Islamic extremists in the United States that killed him. But in fact, those people were exonerated just recently, a few years ago. And so nobody quote unquote knows who killed Malcolm X.
Interesting.
A lot of people say, well, the FBI did. Here, I just don't understand. What was John F. K. doing that was so controversial that he had to be killed? Like, what was he doing?
It was something with the Cuban Missile Crisis, right?
What was that? What happened?
Well, he saved a bunch of people's lives, I think.
Well, is that bad?
I don't know, man.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
I don't know.
It doesn't make I don't know why. And like, who's the guy who took his place? The president? What's his name?
Was it Lyndon B. Johnson?
Not John. Who?
Lyndon B. Johnson?
Yeah, like Lyndon B. Johnson. Like what did he? Like I don't.
Part of the conspiracy is that he was part of it too.
Yeah, but okay, so but he was more progressive than John K. was. Yeah, he passed. Yeah, Lyndon B. Johnson passed the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act that helped African Americans get large amounts of power and civil rights in the United States. Like, if you didn't want black people to get civil rights, you don't want Lyndon B. Johnson to do it, to be president. Like, I don't understand it. You know?
Have you ever watched the JFK movie?
No, it's too long, dude. I'm not watching it.
Yeah, I don't think I've watched it either.
And like, I just don't understand what is to be gained from killing John F. K. I don't know what. If I understood what was to be gained, were we still in Vietnam? Yeah, we were still in Vietnam. Was he going to try to get us out of Vietnam?
Maybe.
Anyway, that's a classic conspiracy theory. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. I just don't get it. Anyway, your turn.
My turn. What am I supposed to do?
Pick one.
Pick one. Area 51.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Do you not believe that aliens crashed in?
No, I don't. No, I don't think we've ever been visited by aliens.
Why's that?
There's no evidence of it.
Well, I mean, you saw there's a whole documentary.
What documentary?
There's an Area 51 documentary, dude. It's got the aliens and it's an alien autopsy.
Right.
You can go online and look at it right now.
Those were like people made those aliens for the autopsy and whatnot.
I find that hard to believe.
They were crafted. We've got more recording devices than we've ever had. No one has any good footage of an alien spacecraft, a crash landing, nothing. In fact, like reports of alien visits are down, I think, since the smartphone came out.
Really?
Because people don't want to seem stupid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because like back in the day, you used to be able to, oh yeah. There was a spacecraft and I saw it and blah, 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 blah. But now it's like, where's your video? Oh, I don't have one. You know?
Here, like, what was
and
oh, go ahead.
Like the planets are too far away from each other. The solar systems are too far away from each other. The galaxies are too far away from each other.
Well, isn't that just a technological issue?
I mean, it's a huge technological issue.
Yeah, here's my thinking.
Because the next galaxy is...
We're not going to get people...
Let's even go solar system. The next solar system is so ridiculously far away from us. It's, we're not going to go interstellar anytime soon.
Here's my thinking here. I think that there could be a civilization that learns how to travel faster in light and is able to travel between solar systems and stuff like that. I do believe. I think that's probably a true thing that could happen.
I don't think anybody's going to figure out the faster than light stuff.
Not in our lifetimes, but
I just think it's impossible.
Well, okay, it's definitely not impossible.
It's theoretically possible, but it's
just a technological.
Otherwise, we would probably have swarms of visitors.
No. But here's the deal. If aliens, like what is this? Like Stephen Hawking, he said that if aliens do show up on Earth, they will kill all of us and take our resources, because that's the only reason why they would come out here. It's because they need it. And so,
there's other people that say that the aliens that would visit us would be so advanced and they would have been able to figure out how to not be resource constrained, so they wouldn't need to kill us for any particular reason.
But why come visit us? What's the point of it? Like, what do they get?
Visiting, exploring.
I think a lot of stuff like exploring and visiting and thinking.
You're a big Star Trek guy. They have the Prime Directive.
That's all human. This is all human.
You don't think aliens that would visit us would have anything like the Prime Directive?
No, I think aliens wouldn't. I think aliens would think totally different than us. All the ways that we think about the universe is based off of our placement on the planet, the way the sun rises and sets, weather, all kinds of stuff, time.
So any alien that's able to visit us has already dealt with their own self-destruction. Like they haven't killed themselves with nuclear weapons yet. Whatever alternatives that they figured out that are kind of like nuclear weapons but aren't nuclear weapons, they haven't killed themselves with those yet. They figured out all of that stuff. So they've got to be more evolved emotionally and logically by the time they are able to come visit us.
Well, yeah, maybe. But anyway, going back to Area 51, I don't think that if aliens did crash land here, that the government could keep it secret very long.
In Roswell, New Mexico.
Yeah, I just don't see that. I don't see that happen. I don't see like they could keep that a secret very long. And again, you know,
what do you think Area 51 is?
I think it's a secret test site for military operations.
Right. Yeah. Skunk Works test site.
Yeah, it's like for military stuff. It's just
that's
and
what
like
I think.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, wasn't the SR-71 Blackbird, didn't that come out of Area 51?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
No idea. But yeah, there's no alien stuff hidden or what hidden. In the all right. My next one is 9/11 being a conspiracy theory. This is an interesting one. It came out pretty much the day after 9/11 happened, and the idea is like George W. Bush and the government did all of 9/11 in order to create a situation where they gained an immense amount of power and they could go to war with Iraq. I
don't believe that, but I do believe an alternative version of that.
What?
I believe they found out about it and then let it happen.
Okay, Mike, why would they let it happen? What?
Because of all the reasons that the conspiracy theories.
That's a conspiracy. That's a conspiracy theory.
That's a conspiracy theory. The Middle East and generate all kinds of money.
That's a conspiracy theory, Mike. That's a conspiracy theory. You believe in conspiracy theory.
No, I just said I think they let it happen.
There's no way they let 9/11 happen.
I don't think they created it.
They didn't let.
I don't think
that's even worse. No, you're saying that they let 9/11 happen. The conspiracy theory is like they actually did it. What's the difference between letting 9/11 happen and actually doing it? What's the difference? What's the difference here?
You're not the planner. You're not the doer. You're just
Mike, that's not true.
That's not true. Not to react.
That's not true. The government did not know about 9/11 and let it happen. That's not true.
The response time for scrambling jets was suspicious that day. It was, man.
Mike, come on, man. We're supposed to make fun of these.
You've had a commercial airplane run into a building. There's several other commercial airplanes that are kind of behaving kind of odd. Jets aren't being scrambled.
That never happened in the history of American society. Why would we automatically start scrambling jets to shoot commercial airlines down?
Seems suspicious to me.
Dude, you're a conspiracy theorist. That didn't happen.
No,
that's not true.
I don't spend any part of time in my life thinking about
that's
this.
That's not true. The Bush administration,
other than when people bring it up,
there was intelligence that something big was being planned, but that was in the Clinton administration at the beginning of the Bush administration. Didn't they leave notes for the incoming administration to be like, hey, you guys need to pay attention to Osama bin Laden. Yes. Yeah. That's not the same as they just let it happen. And where's King Bush now? If George W. Bush, but if George W. Bush, but no, listen. If George W. Bush planned all this, so he gained extreme power, how come he's not still in office? Huh? Where's King Cheney? That's not.
I don't think it was his idea, dude.
Whose idea was it?
People in his cabinet.
But what did they benefit? What did they get out of it?
They somehow got kickbacks from the military-industrial complex.
I think they went to war in Iraq for nefarious reasons, 100%. I don't think they caused 9/11. They might have took advantage of 9/11, but they didn't cause it, and they didn't know about it.
I didn't say they caused it.
You said they knew about it.
I said they let it happen.
No, I don't think they let it happen, but I do think they made a lot of money off of it, for sure. That's fine. But again, why would Bush do 9/11? What do they get out of
it? Military industrial complex gets tons out of it.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
all that money that was made because of it.
Yeah. I mean, did they make money off of the Iraq War? Yes. Did the government actually create 9/11? No.
I didn't say they did.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Osama bin Laden planned that stuff out. Like that's
Right.
all on him.
Let's do
He
it.
planned it out.
Let's do it different.
We're just
okay.
like,
Let's do it different. Let's do it different.
Let's not really react.
Let's do it different. Okay, ready?
What's your next one?
Jesus and Mary Magdalene were married and had babies.
Okay.
Why? I don't understand.
Mary Magdalene was a prostitute, right?
She was
Okay.
big deal, but she
I'm
was
just
saved.
trying. That's not
She was
Mary.
saved and healed by the blood.
This is a
of
different
Christ.
Mary, is what I'm trying to clarify.
Mary
This is a
Magdalene
different-
was the person that he stopped from being getting stoned to death. Mary is his mother. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so different Mary from the one that
Yes.
everybody like is doing 1,000 Hail Marys for.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I am intrigued by this conspiracy theory. However, I don't know if there's any proof of that. I don't think there's any proof. And I don't understand why it would be bad for the Son of God to be married. Like, why would that be a bad thing? Like, is he not supposed to fall in love and get married on earth? Why would it have been bad for Jesus to fall in love? Like, why is that absurd? Like, why exactly? And like, Mary was given Jesus by
So
the
you
Holy
believe
Spirit.
this conspiracy theory then?
Huh?
You believe this
I
conspiracy?
know, I don't believe it. I'm just trying to figure out why it's a conspiracy. Like, why is it such a big deal? I don't believe it or disbelieve it. I just don't understand why anyone would even talk about it. I just don't get it. And like,
I agree with that. Yeah, I don't get it.
and the plus, like Mary, his mother, had a divine being as Jesus. So what's the big deal for Jesus? To
Why
have
do
a
they have
kid?
all these names like Mary?
What are you talking about, man?
What Jewish person or Arabic or Semitic person have you run into named Mary?
Oh yeah, yes. The King James Bible is problematic, but we don't have to get to that right now. Okay, I just don't understand because like this one comes from the book the Da Vinci Code. Have you watched the Da Vinci Code?
Yeah, I liked those books. Those are good books.
You read those books? Holy God,
They're really fast reads. They're really fast reads.
Okay. What's I going to say?
You can get
they're really fast reads.
You can get through one of his novels in a night, even though they're.
If you read
lots
a
of
novel in a
pages.
night, you're not reading a novel. You're reading a long short story.
No, it's a novel. It's a novel.
No, it's not.
It's a lot of pages, but
But the print's
fast.
big.
It reads fast.
The print's real big, and it's not using hard words. Come on, get out of here.
It's got lots of hard words in it.
Anyway, I don't care if Jesus got married to Mary Magdalene. And in fact, I would like it if Jesus was on the earth and found his love of his life and got married and had some kids. That sounds awesome to me. I don't understand why that would be a big deal. Who cares? Who cares? Like it doesn't bother me one bit. And in fact, so what? Like, doesn't the Bible tell you to get married and have kids? Like, what's the big deal? I also don't understand why anybody would get upset by that.
Is Jesus a conspiracy theory?
Wow. Whoa. Mind's blown. Is Jesus a conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I guess so. But it's a positive conspiracy theory. Like most conspiracy theories are negative, but this one's a positive. Someone gave his life for you. Like, oh, okay. And he told me to be a good person. Okay. Yeah.
Did you know that Thomas Jefferson created his own version of the Bible that was, he edited the Bible so that it was all about Jesus and his doings, but it eliminated any of the supernatural stuff.
I think somebody told me that. Yeah. How much free time do you have? I guess if you're Thomas Jefferson, you have slaves doing all your work.
Got lots of free time.
So I guess you have a lot of free time.
Yeah.
I guess you have a lot of free time. I'm
He
going to
didn't have
rewrite
TV.
the book.
He didn't have TV shows to get caught up on.
Yeah, that's true.
You
got nothing else to do. Yeah,
right.
I'm going to rewrite the Bible. Actually, sounds kind of fun. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Jesus and Mary Magdalene having babies, big deal. Who cares? Next one.
This is not on your list, but I'm going to bring it up because I don't really care about too many of these things. But I don't get this at all, but I think it's pretty important.
Sure.
Flat Earth theory.
Bullshit.
Like, why? Why are people? why do people think that? Like, it's obvious.
It's obvious it's round, right?
Yeah, like just get up on a really tall structure,
Mm-hmm.
look at the horizon.
And round, it curves. Yeah.
It curves. Look at straight in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Look to your left.
Mm-hmm.
Look to your right.
Mm-hmm.
Is the horizon on the left and the right further away from you? No, it's the same distance as it is when you look straight ahead.
I'll even do you one
because
better,
it's
Mike.
curved.
I'll do you one better, Mike. The rising and the falling of the sun only makes sense either one or two ways. One, the sun goes around us, or we go around the sun.
No, dude, a guy with a chariot drags it across the sky.
No, I think
I don't really know how flat
soon,
earthers.
How soon did we know
account for the sun working?
Yeah, how soon did we know the Earth was round? Like, how soon did we just start saying the Earth?
Long time ago, really long time ago.
But we didn't really know for sure until we went to the moon and saw a picture of it, right? Like, that was the first time.
Well, I mean, that's the first.
No. When we started sending rockets up into space, that's when we started really understanding the Earth was round, because we saw orbits. Like, when we started shooting satellites into space, that's when we knew.
Well, like a long time ago, I don't remember who it was, but there's some guy in, I guess the Arabian Peninsula, for lack of a better term, whatever. He did an experiment where he had like two posts in two different cities that were far away from each other, and like they were trying to like look at one post from the other city with like a telescope with like direct line of sight.
Oh wow! And you couldn't do it.
And you couldn't do it because it's like not.
Holy shit!
Because the Earth is curved, so you had to like raise the post a certain number of feet to account for the curvature of the Earth.
What about the moon's round, brother? The sun's round.
It's a disc, man. It's not a sphere. It's just a disc. The sun is a disc. The moon's a disc. The Earth is a disc, and we're surrounded by ice walls.
Like, here's the deal: there are only 2 or 3 things you can say to me.
Here's what I do. What do you get out of, like, there's got to be more than 50% of the people that say they believe in the flat Earth theory have to be con artists, right?
No.
What are they getting out of this? I don't get it.
Here's what they get. They get to be weird, and they get attention. Yeah. And if the Earth is flat, but everybody says it's round, then everything else is a lie too. And so you get to live your life doing whatever you want because everything is a lie. So that's what conspiracy theories... You get to have
special knowledge.
Yes, that's what conspiracy theories do. They give you power to be a jerk because the whole world's a lie. So you might as well lie and cheat and steal and be a slob and not pay your taxes or anything like that because everything's a lie.
And like, why would NASA exist to perpetuate the spherical Earth myth? You know, like, why?
I don't know. We're running out of time.
Are we running out of time?
Yeah, we're getting tight on time.
We're getting tight. Okay, so that's 3. Here's mine
that really upsets me is the Holocaust didn't happen. That really upsets me. On multiple
there's
levels.
Some very rich people that believe that right now.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about them. And I would actually physically fight someone who said that to me. Like, I would actually physically fight
one guy in particular.
Yeah, but that's not funny. Like 6 million plus people died. You know, systematically. It's like they were cattle. You know, like you don't get to joke about that, and you don't get to say that's not true. You don't get to say that to me. And like, I'm not Jewish, so but at least I respect what happened. You know what I'm saying? So like. Yeah, it angers me more than anything else. It's an absurd claim to say. It's just ridiculous. You go. You're next.
Wow, that was fast on the Holocaust.
Well, I mean, we're out of time. There's other ones I want to address here. There's a couple other ones I want to address.
Well, we're only doing 5. That's 4. You don't want to spend any more on that? Okay, all right. Pick your 5th. I don't know. I don't care about any of these. Moon landings.
Yeah,
moon landings were faked. That's a good one.
Were they?
No.
There are people I generally care about that don't believe that we landed on the moon. There are real people that I believe that don't believe we did that.
I believe there's probably some photographs that were, like PR people got too enthusiastic or whatever. And maybe there were some photographs that were like retouched or something. I don't know. But I believe with a telescope that's strong enough, you can see parts of the moon landing on the moon right now.
It just makes me feel like we don't believe in the greatness of humanity. Like we just don't believe we can do it. Like we obviously did and can and could. And here's the biggest problem. The reason why people don't believe we landed on the moon is because we didn't do it again lately. Right. We should land on the moon every 5 years just to say we can land on the moon. Didn't the Chinese just do that? Yeah, they just landed on the dark side of the moon and they brought back samples.
Was it a manned mission?
No, it was a robot mission. But still, like I didn't hear anybody saying that the Chinese lied. Like it's just I don't know, that's just crazy.
I don't know why, but I think it would be cool to have a moon base.
We should have a moon base. We should have a moon base with a few thousand people living on the moon right now. And the fact that we don't is a real problem. It's why we're stuck here hating on stuff and we can't like breathe. We're all claustrophobic and angry because we're supposed to be out there exploring the universe. Instead, we're like, I want to look at my phone. Just go out into space. Like, go out and explore. We should have a moon. We should be on Mars right now. We should have several space stations. We should have like a moon base. We should be we should have a huge space station in space. Yeah, a massive space
station with a space elevator.
Yeah, I should be able to actually go to a space station on the weekends. It's just we're so limited in our thinking. We're so like weak and sad.
Yeah.
Human beings used to be inventive and interesting, and now we're like, that's all we're doing is running.
Imagine like an international space station, like something you would see in a Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, wow. Yeah, we're so insular and sad and boring. Like anyway, the idea. Here's what's interesting. People believe the CIA spread AIDS. I don't believe that. I do believe the CIA introduced cocaine and other drugs into urban areas to decentralize and affect the African American community. I definitely think they did that. As a matter of fact, I know they did that. 100%. Is that a conspiracy theory? No, I don't think so. I think that's true.
There's definitely been like cops that have come out and said that they saw that happening.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's just common knowledge. That the government was messing with the black community in multiple different ways. Now, did they spread AIDS? I don't know about that.
We're already over our number 5. I gotta ask you, what's the heck this reptilian elite?
People think there's actually reptilian people, like the government, the highest levels of governments are reptile people.
That's the weirdest.
Yeah,
out of all of these
reptile people, my brother. There are people that are actually part reptilians.
Like, did they come from Earth? Did they come from under Earth?
I think they came from under
reptiles?
Earth. There's also they're pedophiles and they actually eat and suck baby blood. I think it is. So that's why kids get kidnapped, because they take their blood and use it.
Now is this part of the Pizzagate thing?
Yes, Pizzagate,
reptilian elite.
You know people who think that reptiles people exist. You know people. You have friends of people who you talk to.
If I know people, I don't want to know people that believe in the reptilian elite.
That's just nuts. That's just we would have seen them already.
Yeah, if you believe in that,
we would have seen them.
Forget my number.
We would have seen the reptilians. If 10% of the population were reptiles, one of them would have tried to have sex with someone I know.
So one of them would have been like, "Man, I'm tired of.
I'm a reptile.
I'm coming out of the closet. I'm a reptile, man.
I'm proud of myself. I'm part reptile. I'm reptile.
I'm better than you. I'm a reptile." Tired of hiding. Reptile power.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I feel sorry for people who believe in conspiracy theories because they kind of have lost faith in the world. And it's sad. It's just that's how it is. I'm very anti-conspiracy theory. I don't like hearing about them, and I don't like talking about them. I feel like they're lazy, but it is what it is.
Yep.
But there are
that's good.
There are facts that some things are facts. That the government government definitely introduced cocaine to the black communities. That's just a true thing that happened.
The earth is round.
That's a fact. That's a true fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, that's our 5. A little loose today, but I think it was okay.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Mike, this is not a conspiracy theory, but how can people spread the news of this podcast?
You need to conspire. Okay. Get together with your friends, conspire to spread the word about this podcast. Yeah, to get as many people into our conspiracy theory as possible.
And I challenge you too. If you listen to this and you're a conspiracy theorist, I challenge you. Contact us. I will debate you live on air. I will debate you, and it won't go well. If I debate you about conspiracy theories, it won't go well for you. But if you think I would do it. I will debate you 100%.
Yeah. Hit us up. Yeah. We're on Threads.
Blue Sky? No, we're not on Blue Sky. They actually thought that we were child pornographers or something. They took our account down. Did I tell you that?
How does that happen?
I don't know. They said your account has been deleted because of blah blah blah. I was like, okay, I gotta try again.
All right. Well, we're still on Threads.
We're still
hit us up on Threads. Hit that share button. Share this with your favorite conspiracy theory groups.